can we? May I do the honors? I've been wanting to for so long. For the whole month of December, I've been dying to talk. I think everybody's been dying to hear about him. I'm dying to talk about uh, Mr. Slovakia himself.
Well,
Uh,
there's a big question now that I think all Habs fans are asking, wondering. Some might say yes, some might say no. Is Juraj Slafkovsky here? Has he finally arrived?
I'm gonna say he's knocking on the door. I still think that we're scratching the surface, but has he arrived? No. Like, am I happy with him knocking at the door and getting close to entering? 100%. He's 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
19. Yeah.
I don't even think he's scratching the surface yet.
I don't think he's scratching the surface, but he has been. I'm not the first to say it, and I'm not ripping it off the commentators and the analysts, but he has been the best Montreal Canadiens player for the past 2 weeks, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
He has been a force. I don't know what the hell happened to the guy. I don't know if this guy is like a December just decided to like to become another human being, another hockey player as of the month of December. But the things that I want to highlight, I think more than anything, is all of a sudden he's still a little wobbly on his skates. He's
But
still
not
not 100% sure, but
but not as
he's
much anymore.
not even close to as much. He's winning one-on-one battles after one-on-one battles.
It's insane.
He's been a he's confident. He stopped thinking. He's just doing, and he's driving the puck to the net. He's taking good shots. The passes that he's making too. Honestly, he 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 looks like one of the best playmakers on the team with some of the passes that he makes. Some
Yeah.
of the passes are still a little bit hard at times, and they're a little inaccurate at
Yeah.
others.
Exactly. There's times where like he's making a beautiful pass, and then there's times where like he's overcomplicating things for nothing. Just make the simple.
Yeah,
When he sticks to making the simple pass, oh my god, is it beautiful?
yeah.
It really, really is.
And 100%. And I think the most reassuring thing, again, I'm gonna say is just I'm seeing him, and I think other players were not expecting that, but he's driving the net and he's pushing guys aside and
Always
he's
the
making
ever.
space for
Always the
himself,
ever.
and
Yep.
he's faster than a lot of players think. A guy his size to be as fast as he is incredible. And
Yep.
the only thing, if I could, again, it would be an honor to meet the guy. I think he's a great dude, very very young kid, and a lot to learn. But Slav, stop passing the puck.
Shoot the fucking
Shoot the
thing.
fucking puck, please.
Shoot the
You're,
goddamn thing, man.
you've got his confidence is like battles. Oh, there's another thing that I want to say too. Talking about battles. I don't know what the hell that fight. Look, I think he was caught a little bit off guard, and he
Oh
turned the
my
on
god.
switch on halfway through. But I think I'm sorry to use this expression, but he had to kind of pop that cherry, if you will, to be
Yeah.
like, when you don't want to fight. You've never fought before. You're scared shitless. You're like, oh my god, am I gonna get my ass handed to me?
Mhm.
Is it gonna go bad? Should I be worried? Should I be stressing? I'm happy that he got it out of the way. I'm happy that he realized that he could hold his own.
Yep.
Is it McEwen that he went up against? Is not a like he's not
Mm,
a weak.
he didn't go up against a fighter on the team. It's just I'm trying.
Yeah,
I don't remember who he fought against in Buffalo, but yeah, like but yeah, I'm happy you mentioned that because it's gonna be part of the next segment. But yes, you're totally right. We're like it's good that he got that out of his system because it shows that he could if he has to, which 99.9% of his career probably won't
doesn't
end
have
up
to.
with him in
Yeah.
fights. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But hey, even Sidney Crosby dropped the gloves a few times to defend himself.
Yep.
So good on the kid for doing that. That shootout goal for Slav to win it was a thing of beauty. And
Yep.
the way he did it, all the other players were going in nice and easy. taking their sweet ass time, going wide to the boards and try to cut in. Everybody's going slow. I'm like, yo, like if you give Devin Levi time, he's gonna stop you. Slav just fucking went almost full speed against Levi or Devin Levi, however you pronounce his name, local boy, and he deked the shit out of him. And I was saying that I was watching it at work with my colleagues. I'm like, everybody's going slow, going with speed. He's the one that did it. As soon as he took off, I'm like, that's it. And when he scored, I fucking jumped out of my fucking chair, my lazy boy at work. Yes, I'm pretty fortunate that I can say that. But another play too. I want to go all the way back to the Seattle game where he thought like, yeah, I'm probably not going to put up points, but I'm going to somewhat carry this team. There was that defensive play. He skates into his own zone, does a back check, retrieves the puck behind his net, skates with speed down the middle,
Oh my
splits the
God.
D. Do you remember that? Splits the D,
Yeah. I
gets
was
tripped.
screaming. We were writing each other. I was screaming. I was like,
Dude,
and you were just like, yeah, you
the
saw it.
crowd
You
jumped to
saw it
their feet.
firsthand. It's true.
I saw it firsthand. I jumped out of my seat because I thought he deked it, but then when he got tripped, everybody jumped. Was you know how the crowd is at the
Yeah.
refs, bloody screaming bloody murder. Went on a power play. Monahan scored. It's things like that he has to do, and that's what Marty said at the beginning when it comes to Juraj Slafkovsky. As long as he trends upwards, that's what we want. There's times where he's gonna have some dips, but as long as he's going upwards,
Yeah, but
the most important thing though about Slafkovsky is, excuse me, right now it doesn't matter about points. He doesn't have
yeah,
to show up on the score
yeah,
sheet in terms of
yeah.
points, goals,
It,
assists. As long as he plays the game the right way, which is what he's doing. Like you said, the same game against Seattle, he's winning these one-on-one puck battles in the corner. If you remember, we're gonna probably show the highlight here on YouTube, which you should like and subscribe, by the way. He's up against the boards. There's two players trying to get the puck off him. He's looking around. He sees Suzuki and does like a fucking soccer pass kick. That happened right in front of me. I'm there. I'm like, oh my God. Like have other players done it in the past? Sure. The fact that I saw Slafkovsky do it made it look easy. That's what we want from the kid. It's things like that could help you grow your confidence.
well, continue.
That could help you grow your confidence, and therefore it's going to help you improve your game.
1,000%. And there are three things. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. And we might not have the most listeners just yet. We're working on growing that. But for the listeners who are in fact tuning in, you know, be it's easy not to be patient because he's showing some signs of brilliance. But Joe Thornton did not perform
Nope.
right out of the gate. If you look at the point production of Joe Thornton,
Mm-hmm.
one of the top point scorers,
Of all time.
eventually putting up 100-point seasons. It took him years before he figured his shit out. And the same goes for a lot of guys his stature. Okay, he's not Eric Lindros. He's not going to put up points right out of the gate. Boo hoo. He was a first overall fucking pick. Boo hoo. But the flashes of brilliance that he's showing, forget the points. Let him become the smart, responsible player that figures out how to use his body, that ends up becoming a force. Because if we think that Cole Caulfield and Nick Suzuki are a dominant force, when you're going to have a guy that's a fucking built like a goddamn freight train, but can
Mm-hmm.
move like a speed train, and perform with, I don't want to say top end talent. He might never have like these crazy McDavid hands or Patrick Kane hands. Fine, but if he can get his shot together, he can get his timing together, he can get
Mm-hmm.
his physicality together. That's what wins you a Stanley Cup. Those are the guys that are going to beat the shit out of the other teams
That
on the
gets you through the
scoreboard,
playoffs.
and they're going to get you through the
Yeah.
playoffs, and they're going to put again. So that's one thing. Point number two is, we said it before, I think he's only scratching the surface. We're seeing flashes of brilliance, but I think, again, there's so much more to come. Just be
Mm-hmm.
patient with him. just support him. And talking about supporting him, there were a whole bunch of articles that came out that Slav was well, two more things, I guess. Slav was supposed to be sent to Laval, and
Yeah, yes, yes, yes.
back month.
I
It
wanted
was
to mention
it
that.
was
Yeah,
it was Marty, but
yeah.
Marty said, "Look, he's gotta stay here. He's gotta learn." And I mean, look what that did. And then there was one last point.
Well, Marty
Um,
insisted that he stay here so I can work with him, me
yeah,
alone. Because I don't
but
know if I want JFL to work with Slafkovsky, to be honest with
I
you.
don't. But I agree with you. I don't want him. I want him to be like, okay, okay. My God, this is just opening up. Like Slav. This could be the show. I know that it's the 60-minute show,
No, it's
but
fine. We
this
can
could
say
also be
whatever
the
we want.
Slavkovsky show because okay, I'm gonna say I don't know what happened, and I'm gonna reiterate. Slavkovsky just wasn't there. Might be going down to Laval. What should we
Mhm.
be doing with him? What should we be doing with him? We haven't recorded a show in a little while, but we were at that point. On our last episode, we were at that point of questioning whether or not he should go down to Laval, and there were good arguments to be made either way. I don't know what happened to the guy, what they told him.
It's
I
he
really don't, because he just
he
showed up
he
one
just
game and
it's just
he
like woke
never
up.
stopped. Yeah,
No, he
it was
hasn't.
just like an on switch. So like that's the most mind-boggling thing out of it all. It's just like he always had it, and it was like solving a math problem. Like, okay, it's solved. I figured it out. I could just go about it.
And
It's
again, it's
crazy.
as long as he remains consistent at the end of the day and at the end of throughout the rest of the season. If there's one thing that I will accept and be okay with, like if the for the rest of the year the Canadians play like shit, but yeah, you want your Caulfield Suzuki's to play well too. But if Juraj Slafkovsky is the one that's like, no, you know what? Despite the crap season we had as a team, this kid, he's come, he's arrived. Kind of like the way we thought what we felt about Kirby Doc last year, kind of the way we felt about Cole Caulfield last year before his injury. You know what I mean? Like, despite the crappy season, like we were happy with guys like Gooley. We were happy with guys like Kirby Doc. We were happy with guys like Arbor Jackeye. We weren't too crazy about Slavkovsky, even though him too, season ending injury. So as long as for me, I see the Slavkovsky that we're all seeing now stay here, make progressions. I don't even care when it comes to him. I don't even give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about the points. I
I
really don't. As long as his play is what he's doing now or a bit better as the season goes by, that I'm willing to accept that and be happy with that.
110%. There's. I want to come back on one thing that you just said. Maybe want to continue on the individual player, not
Mhm.
analysis, but individual player reflection. But I do want to say something. I want, especially the young guys, and this is something
Yeah.
that maybe we could debate at the end of the episode and think about in between time. Marty as a coach, I think it goes without a doubt. He has made individual players better, but has he made this team better? Like in terms of playing, he's made a lot of players individually better, but has this team become better on the whole? Anyways, to be talked about later.
Well,
And
I mean, they're better than they were last year a little bit.
a
So
little bit.
that's progression. They probably
They,
just don't have they're not scoring as much as they used to, but in the standings, in the standings they're better. They're at least winning most of the time in overtime or shootout. It's
yeah,
it's 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 a very very good question actually. Like it's I think we're still underestimating how fucking young this team is. And if my God, I think the loss of Doc is so
yeah. Amen.
we're underestimating how the loss of Doc is affecting this team right now. Because that center position and key moments would be a heck of a difference if Doc was in the lineup.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? God bless Sean Monahan, but he's just not the same player he used to be. You know what I mean? Like, you can't, I don't think I love Sean Monahan. I just don't think he could take the workload like he used to because of his history of injuries. Otherwise, that workload would have gone to Doc. Now, you could keep Doc with Monahan, and sometimes you could split center responsibilities. But if right now, if the way it's looking, if it's Suzuki, you got Monahan, and now you got Jake Evans on the second line, Dvorak on the third, now Mitchell Stevens. God bless the guy for working hard and getting a call up, but he's not an NHL player, Mitchell Stevens. I saw him play yesterday. The game looks way too fast for him. So, and you look at a team like Los Angeles. Why are they a well-oiled machine? Well, Jesus fucking Christ, you got Anze Kopitar, Pierre-Luc Dubois, and Philippe Danault. Like their depth at
Not
center
going to
is
get much better
unreal.
than that.
You
Yeah, you're
won't.
not getting better.
You really won't. And it helps that Quentin Byfield woke up. Right now, it's just, again, it's a mixture of bad luck and not being able to play 60 minutes yet this year. That's why the Canadiens are. I'm telling you, if Cole Caulfield would be at 10 goals right now, if Josh Anderson would even be at 5-6 goals right now, we'd probably have a few more games. If we had Kirby Dach, we'd probably have a lot more power play goals that could probably lead to wins.
Yeah. Well, think of it this way. We spoke about it earlier on in the episode, but it's overtime. Who's on the ice for that 4-on-3 power play? It's not Monahan. It's Kirby Dach, who and again, no disrespect to
1,000%.
Monahan.
1,000%.
Love
No,
the guy.
no.
But Dach would fucking work magic in comparison. It would be magical in comparison.
With the size, his strength, a bit of his speed too. His man, I swear to God, I hope his fucking knee injury doesn't mess up his skating ability and speed. Oh, I'm praying to the hockey gods that doesn't happen.